I like this guy at uni and I'm not sure how to tell him that I have feelings for him. T. Okay, what is life like after high school? Not gonna lie, it's freaking lonely. My best friend doesn't like my boyfriend. She hasn't talked to me in months. Has YouTube changed you? I think I'd be lying if I said no. And happy Saturday. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lily and today I'm doing a well-requested Q&A. I haven't done one of these in a while and I feel like it gives us such a good platform to talk to each other and I get to know you guys a little bit better, and I'm always getting so many questions over DMs, which I do try to answer, but this just gives you guys a platform to listen to other people's questions and I might answer something that you have asked before and I haven't been able to message you back. So let's get into it. So I asked you guys on Instagram what questions you would like me to answer in this video, and these are all the responses that I got. But before we start this video, I feel like we should address the elephant in the room, which is my really cool phone case. It says you're exactly where you need to be, and how freaking cute is it? Oh my god! And if you're wondering where this case is from, it is from Casetify, the sponsor of this video. I want to say a huge thank you to Casetify for sponsoring this video, because if it wasn't for sponsors like Casetify, I wouldn't be able to keep doing what I'm doing, so thank you. I also have to show you the other cute cases I got. Look, this one's a little panda one. This one is a cat eating noodles. I just thought it was funny. This one says, do you have oat milk? Because I'm an oat milk fiend. All of these cases are actually Casetify's new Ultra Impact Crush cases. So the Ultra Impact cases I used to have, and these are a little bit different. These guys have this little bit of extra protection on the corners, which really helps, because I don't know about you, but if you've ever smashed your phone, it's usually from the corner. Casetify is also making a difference and being sustainable with their making of their products. So all of these cases are actually made partially from old cases as well. Casetify is very proud to say that these cases are made from 65% recycled and plant-based materials. They've recycled them and they've gave them a new home. This means that your old phone cases are given new life and put into these new bad boys. I love this about Casetify because every time I buy a phone case, I know that I'm giving back to the environment and doing good by the environment. These cases are obviously also 100% non-hazardous and non-toxic, and of course it wouldn't be a Casetify case without drop protection. Thank you again, Casetify, for sponsoring this video. If you want a cool case just like mine, head over to casetify.com/lilygrace to receive 15% off your next order. The link will also be in my description below. Thank you for sponsoring, Casetify. Okay, our first question starts off with a bang. Are you ever thinking of getting married / having kids in the near future? I am 20. I am not looking for anything like that in the future. I do hope to get married and have kids in the future, but not in the near future. How did you know what you wanted to do when you grew up? I do psychology at uni now. I didn't know what I wanted to do in year 12. When I was in year 12, I had no idea what field of work I wanted to go into until I started seeing a psychologist myself. When I started seeing her, I was like, huh, this would be kind of a cool job. Like, I like talking to people. I really like giving advice. I like helping people. So if I could do that every day for a job, that'd be pretty cool. So that's kind of how I figured out what I was interested in. How do you ever get over the feeling of being lonely and sad all the time? This is definitely something that I have personally struggled with lately. My sister moved out a year or two ago. I have felt a lot more lonely now that she has moved out than I did when she was still here. Now I often wake up to an empty house and I work from home. There's not a lot I do that is social. I do social media, but it's not very social at all. So I definitely know how you feel with being lonely. I think it's important to make time for yourself and be okay by yourself, but also distract yourself, go out for a coffee with a friend, make plans that aren't lonely plans. So even if it's a walk by yourself, at least you're out of the house, you're feeling like you're in a different environment. That definitely makes me feel better, at least. And kind of planning one thing at the end of the week to look forward to, like a coffee date with a friend or drinks with a friend. That definitely helps me. How's uni and was it difficult to make friends? I have made a couple friends in uni. One is Nicola and one is Ella and Lauren. So if you guys are watching, hello. I doubt they are, but they were lovely and I met them through my classes. I did uni online all of last year and I didn't have any connections. It was difficult to make friends, but it also, when you're in the classes, you kind of have to talk to other people because like group projects and stuff like that. But clubbing or night at home. Every time I've gone clubbing, I think the latest I've come home is like 11:30. I'm so freaking boring. To be honest, I would love to go clubbing more than I do. I just don't really go because a lot of my close friends have moved away for uni. I have like 3 in Sydney, 1 in Brisbane, 1 in Canberra. So I actually don't have a lot of friends in my hometown. So when they come back at uni break, we often go out, but I don't really go out very often. And I'd rather have a girls' night in with some drinks and a nice cheese board, to be honest. Especially in the wintertime, it is so cold when you go clubbing. So you bring a jacket, but then you get into the club and it's so hot, you have to take it off and there's no cloakroom. Like, my best friend doesn't like my boyfriend. What do I do? She hasn't talked to me in months. Ooh, wow, that's hard. Usually their instinct is right about your boyfriend, so I'd kind of advise to like take a step back, look at your relationship from a different perspective, try to take those love goggles off and really see if that relationship is right for you. If your friend has said, hey, I didn't like when he did this or that, and you've kind of excused his behavior, maybe you can kind of talk to your friend and just be like, look, I've missed you, I want to talk to you. I understand you don't really like my boyfriend, but this is the decision I've made. I would really like your support in that. I kind of need more context to answer this. I feel like your friend could definitely support you a little more, but I think it's also important to take in what your friend has said because often they are right, or at least in my case, they definitely were. Have you ever thought of traveling to Tasmania? Yes. So I think this person is probably referring to my first van trip that I did with my partner Jake, where we spoke about how our next van trip we'd love to go down to Tasmania. And I can confirm we're doing a very, very long trip down there and to the south coast in about October. So keep an eye out for that because we will literally be living in that van for 2 months. I'm going to be on the road for 2 months. That's my little soft launch of the next van trip in October, where hopefully, if everything goes to plan. Thoughts on online dating? I did not have a good experience. I tried swiping through, wasn't fun. However, my sister Georgia met her current boyfriend on online dating. So I feel like there's good stories and there's bad stories. I feel like it's very superficial though, and you don't really get a good conversation out of it. But I did get some validation from men, so it was kind of nice. What's the best piece of advice I've ever been given? The best piece of advice I've probably ever been given is kind of brutal and brutally honest, but I needed it at the time. And it's, you are the only person who is going to be there for you 100% of the time. So when I was going through my breakup, I was going through a pretty hard time and I was often relying on friends, leaning on them for support, which they were happy to do. However, one of my friends kind of just said, Lil, like, you have to want to be better. You have to want to do better for yourself because you have to be with you 100% of the time. And at that time, I did not like myself. I hated my own company. So for me to be in the presence of a personality or someone I didn't like who was myself 100% of the time, that's draining. You don't want to be around your sad self. You don't want to be around that negative energy. So you need to put effort into yourself because you are the only person who is gonna be there 100% of the time. Friends come and go, so you need to work on you for you because you're it, basically. What is life like after high school? Not gonna lie, it's freaking lonely. A lot of my friends have moved away. I don't have a lot of connections in my hometown. It's lonely, but it's also freeing. You can be more independent. You can do what you want. You're working on what you want in life. School is definitely very much like you do these subjects even though you don't like all of them so that you can get an ATAR so you can get a degree. But now that I'm out of high school and I'm working on a degree, I am doing that subject purely for the degree I want. So it's a lot more motivating in that sense. But it's very different. You're not having a social life every day. You're not seeing 10 people every day. You're not talking at your lunch break. Like, for someone who lives at home, I go and make lunch. I don't talk to anyone. Like, I'm just alone all day. So it's very different lifestyle. Favorite thing that you built in your van and something you would change if you could. So for those who don't know, Jake and I built a van a couple months back. Here's the video. I'll link it in the description. It's a lot of fun. There was a lot that, like, if we took our time and thought about, that we could have made better. But honestly, I love everything about the van. My favorite thing is the bed because it's so cute and I like put all the decor on it. If I could change anything, it would honestly just be to get a bigger van so that we could put a kitchen inside the van instead of just to pull out one out the back, have a bit more room because it does get quite cluttered. But other than that, I love it. I love it so much. What was your favorite place to visit in the UK? I love you. Love you too. Definitely Brighton, where we met my friend Saffron. That was amazing. Jake and I really loved it. It was very much like seaside and country, which is kind of like our hometown. London was kind of just like Sydney to us. We still really enjoyed our time there, but we kind of wish we spent a little more time time in the countryside. I also really liked Bath. I thought that was amazing. We only got 3 nights there though, so I would love to go back. But how did you know that you were in love? I think it helps when you accidentally say it about 3 times before you actually mean it. There was like a couple nights where like he said goodbye to me in the car. I was like, bye, I love you. And I was like, and it just felt so natural to say, but I quickly, you know, drove off and pretended that I didn't say it because it was quite early on. But yeah, it just felt natural and it felt right, and I think that's how I knew. How have you healed your struggles with body image? It is definitely a day-to-day like thing. I'm confident one day and I'll be really down about my body the next. It's definitely up and down. Healing isn't linear. You're gonna have your days. I love preaching body image and preaching body positivity, but I still have my days, and that's okay. You're not going to be confident every day of your life. It is important to know that, you know, you are who you are, and that's how you were made, and that's how you were intended to be here. Is your sister dead? She hasn't posted on YouTube in ages. This comment is so insensitive, I'm not gonna lie. When a YouTuber doesn't post, just know that there's probably something more going on behind the scenes. You don't see our home life, you see 10% of our life. And my sister at the moment hasn't uploaded in a while. I haven't uploaded in a while. There's stuff going on in our lives that you guys don't hear about, purely because we want to keep it private. I think there's a nicer way to ask where we've been than saying that. Has YouTube changed you? I think I'd be lying if I said no. I think anything or any career or job you go into will change you in some sort of way. I think it's made me grow up quite quickly, being online, being compared to other people online, especially because I'm online with my sister quite often. I'm compared to her a lot more often than other siblings are. I wouldn't change that, and I do love my job. It has changed me though. It has made me a different person. I like this guy at uni, and I'm not sure how to tell him that I have feelings for him. We are also friends. T. Okay, if you carpool, maybe like carpool with him one week, just him, vibe how he's feeling about the one-on-one sitch. Like, that's a very easy way to be like, entice him into the idea that you like him because you want to do a one-on-one carpool sesh. Feel like that's a very good I don't know, I feel like I'm onto something. And then in the car, like, play some bangers, see what music he's into, play some romantic tunes. No, that's kind of lame, hey? I'd say suss out the situation. Try to do something like that where you're just with him, because uni, you can often be in a group of people and like group assignments and things like that. Try to like make a relationship with him one-on-one and then kind of vibe where you're going from there. Grab lunch with him at the library. You know the drill. What are your biggest struggles with uni, YouTube, and home life? Also, I love your videos. Thank you very much. Definitely keeping on top of everything. I think that I do uni because it creates a little bit of structure in my life, because there's actually a time I have to be at uni for, say, a 10 a.m. lecture, whereas YouTube, I'm like, oh, I've got to film today, or oh, I've got to edit today, but I have the whole day to do that. So I'll procrastinate, I don't have a structure, I don't have a routine, which I can often feel lazy or out of place. So uni does help with that, but then it's also a lot of stress because I want to pass all my subjects, I want to finish all my assignments, but I also have to post on YouTube every week, and I also have to post on TikTok, and I have to take photos for Instagram. There's a lot to social media, and I think a lot of people don't realize how much pressure there is. I always feel like I need to stay relevant, I need to stay on top of everything, which is really hard to do with how many platforms there are nowadays. But saying that, I'm very grateful for the job I have. I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Is it okay that I feel sad when nothing's actually wrong or has happened? Yes, that is so normal. I don't even know how to say this. That was how I felt, and I'd always say to my mom, like, I feel so selfish for feeling so sad. I know other people have it so much worse than me. I have a house, I have a loving family, I have food on my plate. Like, why am I so sad? Sometimes you just are. You can't help that. There sometimes isn't a reason to feel sad, and there's no trigger. Sometimes it's just your brain, but maybe it might be a good idea to see your doctor, create a mental health care plan if it's something that's going on for a little longer than you feel is normal. My camera's about to die, but if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up because it does really help, and send it to a friend, because honestly YouTube views aren't what they used to be, so that really helps me as well. And follow my Instagram and my TikTok down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!